For the last 8 years, it was a struggle for the major exporter, NGIP AgMark, to meet the demand of overseas cocoa buyers. The impacts of the cocoa pod borer disease, or CPB, was enormous, pushing the supply to an all-time low.
One month and you can sarim one pla by sarim two bag, sambla bipla block liglit three, sambla by kisim 4-5. I'm loanem wokat belum mipla 5 wantem binatan, maski binatan ni kam tason mipla goyet.
In the pre-CPB days, small-holder growers were the main contributors of East New Britain cocoa. They contribute about 60% of the total volume to the AgMark processing facility at Talina, while AgMark contribute about 40% from its plantations to make up the total cocoa production of East New Britain province. About 30,000 tons are exported every year to meet the overseas demands, but that rate has dropped when farmers' confidence in the crop began to dip when CPB became their main competitor and slashed the total export by half. AgMark's regional cocoa export manager, Kametan Tamilau, says there's a void in the demand for PNG cocoa from overseas buyers that hasn't been met since the CPB incursion.
We can see that cocoa is eventually and easily coming back. It is coming back. And the demand is still there in overseas, and we just don't have enough to supply them tomorrow.
After almost 10 years of relentless struggle, cocoa volume is slowly returning. 2016 was a good year for cocoa, AgMark says. Much of the credit has been attributed to the ongoing CPB awareness carried out in villages, encouraging farmers not to lose hope in the industry. About a week ago, AgMark exported 32 bags of high-grade cocoa beans, weighing over 2 tons via an Air Niugini commercial flight from Tokwa Airport to the Heights Chocolate Factory in Adelaide, Australia.
It's a special mark. It is Tokeala beans from our Tokeala plantation. It's been ordered by one of our major buyers in Australia. The relationship has been going on for about 30 years. We would normally ship this by sea freight, but then this agent requests for 32 bags. This is due to the demand by the consumers for chocolate. They require our flavor, PNG flavor, in their chocolate making.
It's the second time in 4 years that the company sent such amount overseas via plane. It happened with no pumping ceremony, but for AgMark, it is a new turnover from the cocoa pod borer infestation. AgMark's agriculture production manager Graham McNally says this is to maintain PNG's relationship with its international cocoa buyers that prefers PNG cocoa apart from other cocoa producing countries. And that is a step that AgMark tries to maintain despite the presence of CPB and the low cocoa supply.
We've got to maintain our obligation to meet deliveries to the Hagues chocolate in Adelaide in Australia. They buy every 3 months, they buy one full container, and we've got to maintain supply so that they can meet their manufacturing targets.
AgMark estimated that between the years 2020 and 2025, the cocoa industry in East New Britain province will be brought back to that stage it used to be before the CPB incursion.
We can see that the global supply is not keeping up with demand. Predictions are that price will continue to increase. Today we are looking at, in kina terms, 510 kina per bag of FAQ quality cocoa coming in from smallholder producers. All predictions are that the price will continue to increase for the foreseeable future. Yeah. So now would be a good time to plant cocoa, I think. Cocoa pod borer is, I would say, behind us now. Many farmers now know how to manage cocoa in the post-endemic CPB situation. A lot of work has been done by many people in the last 10 years now since CPB first was identified in PNG. Yeah, so I think the future is good, the price is good. Yeah, I would recommend that people should plant cocoa trees now.
Mr. McNally says PNG Cocoa market needs additional tons to meet the export demands, amounting to about 30,000 tons every year.
And that is the
This week, AgMark got another good news. It experienced a cocoa flush, recording a total volume of 210 tons of wet cocoa beans purchased from smallholder farmers. AgMark says it now gives a solid indication that the glory days of cocoa is back.